Anyway, we were saying you are watching the SCG game night here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick. I'm your host for tonight, and I hope you're enjoying yourselves. It is 3 rounds of standard, real people playing real cards of Magic. And yeah, this weekend is GPKL, and we're here at almost a full house. Looks like, yeah, up to 16 tables. So that's what, 30 odd players, 32 players. Amazing for a weekday night. Anyway, you're watching the game here between Ericsson Borabo on the left-hand side and Fuzi on the right. Fuzi is going to cast... Ooh, that is something very big. Gideon, create a token and pass the turn. Ericsson is running what looks like a Grixis or just a blue-red Madness deck, or a blue-red Reanimator deck. Yeah, he has Advanced Stitch Wing already in the graveyard. That'll be great if he has some priced amalgams to go on with that. And draws to hand size, draws and then discards to hand size. Does not have any lands, but it's fine because he can just discard his hand. Discard cards in hand to get back the Stitchwing Scab or the Advanced Stitchwing. So playing it like a Dredge deck. Let me go and adjust the names. So Wing Hing. Wing Hing. So yeah, we are finally back to running on a pretty decent PC. Actually, it's a very souped up PC, but we need better cooling. That'll be nice. He brings back the Advanced Stitch Wing, drops a Fiery Temper as well as a Kozilek's Return, and then able to cast a Fiery Temper, and now it's got a 3-1 in the air. Probably gonna beat down that Gideon. Actually, he might as well. Yeah, that's fine. Seems like a okay. Unfortunately, he could only bring back the Stitchwing Scab. He's gonna attack Gideon, bring Gideon down to 2. Unless Fuzi has anything to say about it. Okay, so Lightning does strike. Can add 2 energy. Yeah, we do see the Grey Ogre dice here. Just newly, mintily manufactured, and we just received it a few days ago. Which is very nice, as well as the energy counter card. Yeah, it's boring to do cast alone because there's nobody to talk to. I could talk to Joe, but then you can't hear Joe's responses. Which then, it sounds like I'm talking to an invisible wall. I'm crazy, man. I'm glad we do record these two and put it on YouTube. Awesome. Insane ramblings of a very lonely man. I'm so lonely. Alright, Fuzi gonna bash in with the team as well. And Ericsson just is discarding again a Fiery Temper. I thought that Fiery Temper should have gone to the yeah, it did. I thought the first Fiery Temper should have gone to what's his name? The Gideon. Unfortunately, now he's gonna lose the Stitchwing Scab again, but he's gonna be able to just drop cards for the Stitchwing Scab for the Fiery Temper. Oh no, okay, so he's gonna go Cathartic Reunion so that he can draw a few extra cards and direct 3 more damage to the Gideon. So I think that's fine. That's a fine play. You do need the cards. He needs a lens. Ericsson has ducked quite well, not say ducked into his deck, but not seeing lands as yet. So this might be countered. So the Fiery Temper might actually be countered and not the Cathartic Reunion. Alright, so he lets the Gideon die. It's okay, but Cathartic Reunion gets countered and exiled by the Void Shatter and passes the turn. So Ericsson here down to 6 life. This might end very quickly. Bang, goes down to 4, and Fuzi passes the turn. High Fire Hydra 58. Glad to see you again. Please tell me you're not born in 1958. That there are Fire Hydras number 1 to 57 that exist in the world. So yeah, flash in there the Rattle Chains, and that's the game. Interesting version that Fuzi is running. It's a Jeskai like mid-rangey deck. We've been testing a lot of other matchups, but seems to be interesting. Anyway, we're gonna cut to Yenru's table right now. Transition. Da 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 da. All right, so you are watching the second feature match area, Yenru versus Wing Hing. Yenru here running Jeskai control, and Wing Hing is running blue-white. I guess blue-white mid-range or the blue-white flash deck, which quite popular, I think. Wow, that is a lot of power heading down the battlefield. Is that Joe? Joe, you want a mic? No. Joe too stone, yeah. Joe too stone to give any proper commentary. But yeah, hand at the ready to turn up the volume for the second mic if needed. Okay.
I'll try to get Hal to come in.
So yeah. Ow! Where are you? What do you mean Mark was... Oh no, Mark's playing. Right, okay. Wilfred, convince Wilfred to come in and sit down anyway. Aren't you supposed to be having some rest right now? Yeah. School rest, man.
Yeah, rest is
Work,
for a week.
yeah, work.
Death. Karoshi, the Japanese call it. Work to death. So...
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
They even have a term for that.
Yeah,
Well, I guess, yeah, in English you call it work to death, right?
It is an issue in Japan. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
every time
seriously.
we are prepping for GP, it's to be expected. There's a lot to sort, a lot to price.
Oh, man, yeah.
And at the same time, we're working very hard to try and get the website up by the GP.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
there is a website coming up.
Right. So those are some of the projects that we've been handling. So we'll announce on the cast once we're ready to go. I think that by this weekend we should be able to do like a beta launch. And then
Nice.
we'll take some feedback from our customers and friends,
Okay.
and we'll try and like remedy it along the way.
Hopefully it won't just say like Grey Ogre Games, because the last time, if you ever go to greyogregames.com, it will
You
just
see
say
the you see the
Grey Ogre
main
Games!
you see the maintenance ogre
Yeah, it's
standing
like-
on the maintenance sign for a few years, no, about a year, I guess. 6 months. Let's not exaggerate.
Alright, what kind of Grey Ogre counters are there? I only have the Angel ones. Yes, we also have the energy counter. Unfortunately, well, yeah, you can come down and get the energy counter as well as the dice. And the dice has the Grey Ogre Games logo printed on the number 6.
We also have produced the Emerald Clue.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
that-
the Power 9 podcast crossover with Grey Ogre Games. And we have Emerald Clues. I don't know, do you still have the Emerald Clues?
I think we
don't
still
think
have
so.
a limited
Okay.
amount of Emerald Clues.
Okay, cool.
I would say like maybe 50 to 60 pieces.
Yeah, I have a few. No, okay, so maybe I've got like 200 left, and so, yeah, we are going to rush back to the other table. Ericsson versus Fuzi, well underway. Well, maybe not well underway, but it's turn 4. And yeah, Ericsson going off on Katatek Reunion. Is that going to get countered by a Spell Queller? No, it didn't. And yeah, Ericsson getting to draw up and passes the turn, just lays a Spire Bluff, and that's it. Glimmer of a Genius, showing off his potential there.
Yeah, I really like that card. I think it's... I briefly watched the Pro Tours coverage, and I thought that it was one of the best, if not the best card. Just gives so much selection and gives card advantage.
Right? Like
basically...
you look at 4 cards, like even if you drew like what's that, 4 mana, draw 3 cards, that's Tidings, right? No, that's not Tidings. That is
5 mana, 4 cards, I believe, is Tidings.
4 mana, 3 cards is oh jeez.
I
What is
think
that card?
it's...
But you know that's this one. Well, Harmonize. Okay, so
Inspiration.
no, Inspiration is
No, I think it's 2 cards, yeah.
But anyway, inspiration is the 4 mana draw 2 cards.
But I
yeah,
guess that it's just so much more powerful in this format because it has synergy with the energy mechanics and the scry. The scry is really relevant.
How do you think? So from an outsider's point of view, you don't play
I
standard,
don't play
right?
standard
Yeah,
very much, but
you play
yeah.
vintage, legacy.
Yeah.
Modern.
I really like the control decks and I really like the way that they built it. The Proto winner Shota Yasuoka's deck was really interesting. I like the addition of Anticipates, the Glimmers. So it just really helped him dig for answers, and it powered up like the things like the harness. And it made his removal so good. So I just thought that his deck scaled very well from an early game all the way to the late game. Like his removal, I think it's the
Harness Lightning.
one red. Instant deals 2 damage and
Plus
2
the
damage plus
number
X. The number of the copies. It's a throwback to like the Kindles from the past in Weatherlight.
Man.
But yeah, so like almost all of his removal scales up. That card scales well. Like if you get a few more copies in it, you'll be able to deal with the higher toughness creatures. Just one in the graveyard lets you deal with Smuggler's Copters and other stuff, right?
Yeah.
And Harness is the same way. So once you get a bit of energy going, one Glimmer and your
Just an early Harness will get rid of like 1/2 toughness creature, and then there's some rollover energy for something else.
And you can deal with an Avacyn easily later on in the game, which I think happened a few times against Kars Rumau in the final.
Yeah, and and it helps you gain you play Aether Hub, right? So it also helps you fix your mana.
Right.
So I love the idea of like energy. Like you can channel energy into like different areas. It's so cool.
Kaladesh's concept has, I mean, when I first heard about it, I thought it was a bit gimmicky, but so far from what I've seen, it's turned out quite well. Vehicles as well as the energy concepts have seemed to have worked out.
Yeah, there were only like 3 new mechanics in Kaladesh for a big set. 3 mechanics. That's not a lot, man. But it seems that it's doing a lot of work. Servant of the Conduit,
I guess that it's just the way that the innovation at the Pro Tour went along the lines of the new concepts and the new mechanics.
That's nice
is a success for Wizards R&D.
Yeah, they should be like damn happy. They're probably like in Honolulu now, like getting drunk, like wow, all on the beach. They did end the Pro Tour early, like half a day early.
Yeah.
So they probably like went out on the beach and like wow.
That would have been a fun pro tour to be, and I guess that's the dream. For all you listeners at home who are striving to get on the gravy train, well, you might be able to go to Pro Tour Madrid or Hawaii and
play the game,
play the game, see the world's convention centers.
Do you think Pro Tour will ever come to Singapore though?
I think
you
that
can
we have
learn to surf here. No,
I think we have the infrastructure for it, but I just think that maybe too many people have to pay money to get here. It's not accessible for a lot of people, even though Singapore is a transportation hub.
Yeah, but like it costs quite a bit of money to get here. Yeah,
it's possible. I think it is definitely doable, but I think like a location for the Americans, Japan, would be a lot more practical, even for the Europeans.
Okay, so let's go back to the game. Ericsson here going to discard 2 cards to bring back his Advanced Stick Wing. So Advanced Stick Wing, slightly better version than the Stitch Wing Scab. But that 4 toughness is actually relevant. The fact that you have to have multiple Galvanic Bombardments in the graveyard to deal with it. Okay. So Avacyn makes an appearance. Is he going to kill the Avacyn in response? Yes. Fuzi is tapped out, so you can just kill a response with the trigger on the stack. He's going to discard a Tormenting Voice. Good idea to discard the Tormenting Voice, because if you don't have another card, then like Tormenting Voice is not going to be very useful. And now he can take back the Drownyard Temple at the end of his opponent's turn, and he has 5 mana up for grabs, which 5 mana to use, which is very useful. I said use in one sentence. 2 users in 1 sentence, no good.
Multiple users, there we go.
English, not so good.
Zifu just revealing to Ericsson that he drew that land.
Jeez,
so that's why I mean, like, players normally like to shuffle a card into their hand before they do it, so that they can hide the information a little bit. But I guess it wouldn't have mattered. In response to Fire Hydra on the
Emra Clues.
I'm sorry. There's a bit, I just interrupted the Dovin Ban casting there.
Yeah, Dovin Ban, whatever.
I really like the card. I think it's an amazing planeswalker. I think it
Oh,
is.
You like Static Orb way too much.
No, I just think that it fits in so well with the control game plan. Like right now, with just one trait on the table, essentially, Zifu has an ability to just calm down the game. If nothing else happens, he can just slowly build up the Wimban.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think turn 4 you just tap out for a Dovin
No,
Ban,
no,
right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
You'd have to build up to that point to get a Dovin Ban.
Right. And I think that you saw it in one of the games in the Pro Tours where Carlos Romao was playing a white-blue player. I can't remember the guy's name, Joey something. And I think that he was playing white-blue mid-range and he managed to get Carlos Romao down to 1 life.
Joey Manor, right?
Joey Manor,
yeah.
that's right. Joey Manor is his name. Got Carlos Romao down to 1 life. And essentially he stabilized with Dovin Ban. Dovin Ban was a big part of that.
Yeah. Really? Okay. Alright. I should not be that amazed, right?
I don't think it's something that you play multiples of, but I mean too many of. It's not like a game-breaking planeswalker, but it really does fit very well with the control plan.
Okay.
It gives them an ability to slow down the opposing offense, while at the same time giving you an ability to recover and get card advantage, which is always good.
Okay.
I mean, like the general guideline is that if a planeswalker can protect itself and give you card advantage, it's pretty good. And in this case,
It does protect
Yeah.
itself. It also does give you card advantage, or at least some form
some
of
amount of card advantage. In response to Fire Hydra, the Emra Clue was a token that we made. I think it was in Shadow of
Shadows,
Innistrad. Yeah, before Emra
Emrakul. Now you can't. Now you can't
I
get
see,
it
I
right.
get confused. Emra Clue was announced for Eldritch Moon.
Yeah, we
So
printed it.
we did like this thing where it's basically just a counter for clues, something a little bit weirder than.
It's cheeky.
Yeah. It was a little bit tongue in cheek. Spell color hits the table.
Spell Queller. How does Spell Queller? What happened to the Spell Queller?
I think he cast it as a blocker.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Why would he cast it as a blocker? There's no reason for him to.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. He just put it straight into his graveyard.
So yeah, there's no pressure. I mean, like there is pressure on on Fu, but no,
Okay.
strange. All right, gonna hit in again with the Elder Deep Fiend. Elder Deep Fiend still on a 3-turn clock. The fact that Fu Zi has 11 life means that he gets an extra draw. Let's see whether he can pull out from this. It will be nice. I don't know if Ericsson wants to really just go for the advanced Stitchwing plan or the Stitchwing Scab plan so that he can get back, he can end out the game a bit faster, because if he gets back the Stitchwing Scab or the advanced Stitchwing with the priced amalgam, he will be threatening lethal this turn, so he's gonna go for it. Gonna get back the advanced Stitchwing, so on end step. So just a reminder for those of you at home who are trying to learn how to play the deck, you have to do this at the end of your opponent's main phase and not at the end of your opponent's turn. So this is very important.
Because otherwise price amalgam comes back into play on your turn.
Yeah, on
your end step. Yeah.
So yeah, please read the cards, man. Alright, Spell Queller gonna, just chump in for value, man. Does Ericsson trade it in for a newer model? Yeah, he does. He has to pay a bit more for the Wretched Griff. Yeah, he has to pay a bit more for the Wretched Griff. I need to go and remind him. Ericsson! The Wretched Griff doesn't cost one.
Okay. Nick has quickly gotten that corrected. But I mean, as it stands now, it really does look like Ericsson is in the dominating position.
Yeah.
I don't really see what Zifu can do to get back.
So
Fumigate maybe, but even then that doesn't really.
yeah, that's not gonna stop him. Like he's gonna tap to bring back the Stitchwing Scab. Yeah, okay. So Fumigate is gonna gain some life. which means that he's gonna put Ericsson on a slightly larger clock. Fuzi on a slightly larger clock. 2 mana, he's going to discard 2 cards, bring back the Stitchwing Scab, which is only 1 toughness, but the mana does matter. And Ericsson playing only the blue-red version, so he's got no black in the deck, which means that he will never be able to cast the Price Amalgam. This is the type of deck that I like, because you go all in on the plan.
Yeah.
Like if I don't bring back this Price Amalgam, this is not going to happen. So he's going to take 7 right now. Lose his Stitchwing Scab, which is fine. That's where he wants it to be anyway.
Yeah.
And
So I mean, just in a blink of an eye, he had 2 creatures and then he activated the man land. It's 3 creatures. So
bang.
So we really need something on this turn.
Yeah. And Ericsson has no cards in hand, which is, well, it's not a good position to be, because to get back all your stuff, you need to... Oh no, he has 2 cards in hand. My bad. So
yeah, so I think he's really stable. I think.
Yeah, I think he's fine. He just has to play around a what's that? Okay. So he just has to play around maybe a Blessed Alliance. Yeah, attack that way. He doesn't even have to play around the Blessed Alliance.
Yeah, I think the Blessed Alliance is like a salve right now.
Yeah. Alright, so Archangel Avacyn
is interesting.
He's still going to take 1 point of damage. So this is...
Unless he has something else. No, that's it. Packs it up.
Congrats to Ericsson. So I think he took game 1 and game 2. Did he? Oh no, players are still shuffling up. Which means they are going to game 3. We are going to transition over back to Yenru's table.
Which is once again shuffling, so...
Yeah, they are all shuffling. Well, let's see who starts. Oh no, Yenru is done with his match.
It seems like Yenru and Wing Hing are done.
I think Wing Hing takes the 2 games. Wing Hing playing their white-blue mid-range deck, the one that did 9 and 1. So so strange on the MTG top 8. Like, there are 4 blue-white decks that went 9 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest of the decks were like, okay, so you got the rest of the decks. And the rest of the decks are standard fare, except for these 4 blue-white decks, which is... Huh? I didn't... What? How did they do so well?
I think honestly there is some amount of variance in that.
But it might be that they are reading the deck, the meta game very well.
Right.
You know, that they are... Spell Queller is fantastic against Aetherwork Marvel, and that was more than half. That was more than 1/5 of the field. 20% of the field is Aetherworks Marvel. So those just like die to the Spell Queller.
Yeah, and I think the deck had listen again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the deck had a lot of answers for the aggro matchup as well.
Yep.
They played a lot of removal, a lot of ways to gain life.
Just
Blessed
quick
Alliances.
removal and your clock is pretty quick. Like if you depending on your hand, like you go from control to like the tempo play like really fast. Immolating Glare, which destroys the target attacking creature, or Declaration in Stone. Lo and behold, Declaration in Stone is still a good card.
Yeah, that's right.
Please, please hang on to those if you want to play white. Just play the goddamn card, man. Best 2 mana removal ever.
Yeah,
okay,
so I think that it was very well positioned in the meta that it was facing. But yeah, I think that in the long term, it still seems like good control decks played by strong control players are the way to go.
Wow, I really
Magic hasn't changed.
Best cards piloted by best player equals to win.
I mean, it was arguable whether or not like the control decks that we saw in the finals were the best decks in the format. I think that they were the best decks for the meta.
That weekend,
yeah,
that's true.
And I think Shota said immediately after the GP, don't play that. After the Prota, don't play that deck.
Yeah, that was really fun. Like he did the interview, and then what's his name? I think BDM asked him. So what's your advice to players who want to pick up this deck for like upcoming GPs and stuff like that? And he
Yeah,
said,
don't.
don't play the deck. just don't. And he laughed about it, of course.
For Fura Master, we'll find out. We're not really sure what everybody is playing yet. But there are a large number of players here today, so I wouldn't put it past somebody to be playing a banned list of some sort.
Banned humans, maybe.
Yeah, maybe if we have a chance, we'll if there is a banned player, we'll try and put that deck on stream.
No promises, but yeah, we'll try.
We'll see. We'll see what's available.
I do want to see. I want to see the. So Wing King was playing the blue-white. I kind of want to see if there's anybody who's done maybe not an all-in variant of Aetherworks Marvel.
Yep.
Like a mid-range version of Aetherworks Marvel that may pay off.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you're playing the 5 drops, you're playing 6 drops. Something possible for you to cast. I don't know. We'll be on the lookout. Ericsson here on the game plan. Stitchwing Scab going into the graveyard and going to shoot down one of the Selfless Spirits. Okay. Seems like a good idea. Oh man. Fuzi stuck on lands. He does have the Immolating Glare. He is beating in. But no, I don't think this is gonna end very well for him. Immolating Glare gonna see the end of the Stitchwing Scab. Man, Ericsson really cool deck. I played a version of this deck before it was cool. Before I don't we wanna see Marvel Show and Tells. Oh man. I don't like the all-in Marvel, all-in Aetherworks Marvel. I don't know about you, but I think it's way too all-in.
Well,
that's
for
lame.
diversity's sake, diversity's sake, and to listen to what our public wants to see, we'll try and put one of those on. I'm sure somebody's playing that today.
I'm sure there'll be a matchup somewhere that we have so many players, So we're just gonna ask for like a show of hands. Hey, we're just gonna ask for a show of hands. Who is playing Aetherworks Marvel? And then put up your hands. And then who's playing the Bun? Who's playing a Bun deck? And lo and behold, there should be 2 players sitting across each other.
Yep.
That will have their arms raised. Okay, so ever since Judgment gonna hit the Selfless Spirit for 1 and Zifu for 2, and Ericsson is doing this on his turn so that he doesn't encounter negates for his other spells. You can't counter the Stitchwing Scab coming back, but you can counter all the spells that you ditch for the Stitchwing Scab or the Lightning Axe. Okay, does he lay the land? Maybe not. Just keep
I
the
think
land.
probably not. He probably has enough mana to do what he wants to do.
Exactly. So I just keep it. Swing.
I think that what Ericsson is thinking about is how he can apply a bit more pressure while Zifu is a bit behind on lands. I mean, he did lay his 3rd land last turn.
Yeah,
But I guess that right now what he's trying to do is just put as much pressure on the board as possible, because the truth is I don't think that he has a lot in the graveyard. There's still no Prize Amalgam.
yeah.
So his pressure seems a bit slow as well. He does play the land.
I thought right there when the Blessed Alliance was cast, he should have tried to get out his Elder Deep Fiend, like right there and then, because Fuzi is tapped out. Differing opinions. He's gonna pass the turn. Of course, he's got Spell Queller here for no value. Is that gonna hurt him? No, just passes the turn. Ericsson, of course, can do all his shenanigans at instant speed and without having to worry about counter spells like Spell Queller, which is why I like this matchup to favor Ericsson. Oop, okay, so he's gonna kill the Spell Queller. Alright. I think it kind of favors Ericsson. Oh, this is dangerous. This is really, really dangerous. Okay, so he's gonna Elder Deep Fiend, gonna tap down all 4 of his lands so that he can cast stuff on his turn. I don't like this play because you just gave up 2 cards to bring back your Stitchwing, and then you cast the Elder Deep Fiend. which may get countered since Fuzi has 3 lands untapped. Like if that meets what's that? What's that spell? Void Shatter. Then I think Ericsson will be a little sad. How many? Okay, so not a lot of people watching us tonight, which is okay.
But it seems like okay. I guess the Deep Fiend has resolved.
Yeah. Okay. So Deep Fiend resolves without any problem. So this is going to be a bit more pressure on Fuzi.
Actually, I kind of think that was pretty decent because even if the Elder Deep Fiend was countered, he would have drawn a card for his turn, and then he would have been able to run the same play back.
No, that's the thing. Like when he did the what's that? The Blessed Alliance. That's when you should have cast your Elder Deep Fiend, and you know it's not going to get countered. I know you're not tapping down your opponent's lands to lock him out, but now you've got this humongous thing that is, it's not good. You've wasted one of your opponent's
removal spells,
and now you have a big fat guy, and
that's interesting. Yeah, that's
anyway,
probably the better play.
Felt like the better play, but let's see. Ericsson gonna swing in. Let's see whether it matters or not. Immolating Glare. They're gonna be countered by the Dispel that Ericsson just drew. Oh no! Okay, let's it go. Wretched Griff here, just for shits and giggles, draws a card, and let's see, lay the land. I think the man land should enter the battlefield. Yep, and it just passes the turn. So Ericsson no real threat of dying here, but Fuzi is getting his mana up to scratch, which may worry Ericsson a little bit, since that 5 mana can represent a Archangel Eversyn and Archangel Eversyn. So maybe you can hear me, that's why he's pausing. No fear, you saw Archangel Eversyn the last 2 games, why wouldn't you see it this game? Does he have a way to deal with it? Still 4 cards in hand, and plenty of stuff in the graveyard. Okay.
Takes the damage.
Fuzi just takes the damage and just gonna pass the turn. Alright, Glimmer of Genius. Is it Glimpse? A Glimmer of Genius, yeah.
Merely bottoms those 2 cards.
Alright, so land is what he needs, but that's a port town, which means that it will enter the battlefield tab. And he has only got 1 red source, which is not ideal, but I guess you gotta work with what you have, right? Gideon here would be useful.
Passes the turn with 5 mana up.
He can just cast the Elder Deep Fiend for no... without having to emerge. Just
right.
Go!
Hard cast, pay cash. No need credit card.
Both draw and discard. Alright, so he's gotta be a bit wary. Okay, so you can do this. No counter spells gonna affect you. I like that he tosses the Tormenting Voice and a Cathartic Reunion, knowing that his opponent now has enough mana to just counter that spell. And he gets Surprise Amalgam back, which is nice.
Yeah.
Always nice, always nice. His Fuzi at... Oh, nice.
So Ericsson's gonna hope that this pressure that he has on the board doesn't come too late, and after Fuzi has managed to put some of his lands into play and has a bit more resources to work with. He has a fairly full grip, 5 cards.
Yeah.
I think it's 6 maybe.
6 cards, yeah.
Yeah. So after having drawn a bunch of cards, he might have more answers.
Yeah. It's a little slow on Ericsson's side. I think he definitely could have wrapped up the game a bit earlier. He's gonna Lightning Axe that
There we
guy,
go, yeah.
and
I think that's it.
The handshake
So he did have
comes
the
in.
answer.
Cool.
Well done. End of round 1.
Cool. Thanks, Joe, for joining me.
Yep, so I think I'm going to be checking out for the rest of the night. Time to go back and get some rest.
I'd be amazed if you make it to the door. You look like you might not.
I think I should.
Oh, thanks for the overshare, Joe. Yeah, always want to, right? Alright, you've been watching the SCG Game Night here at Grey Ogre Games. My name is Mick, I'm one of your hosts, and I am joined by Joe Fu. Or is it Fu Joe?
Fujo!
Fujo! Okay. Joe's going to check out for a while, but we are going to go for a break. No, but no 7 mana, yeah. We are going to go for a break, but before we go, just want to remind you that there are other shows that we do. On Tuesday nights, we have Standard. On Wednesday nights, we have Modern. So there's 3 rounds of real people playing real cards of Magic, and we'll be here doing the commentary, of course. You can join us and just hang out in the chat and let us know, like Super Cross Fiora Master, as well as Fire Hydra 58 and Blue Diamonds MTGO. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, if you missed the tournaments, it's okay. You can just go down to youtube.com/GreyOgreGames and watch the replays. You can catch all the replays of all the tournaments that we had over there. Last but not least, do listen to our partners, the Power 9 podcast. Every week, myself, Alfia, and Cass, and sometimes Edwin, we get together and we talk shop about Magic the Gathering. You know, this little game. I'm not quite sure whether you know it or not. We are going to go for a short break. Do not go away because we're going to come back for round 2 in about 12 minutes time. Or maybe 15 minutes time, depending on how many players there are left over. But anyway, we'll be right back. Bye-bye.